The chosen ones, when trials forge a spiritual warrior. Have you ever paused to wonder how many souls would shatter under the weight of your journey? Life has hurled challenges at you that most would deem intolerable, yet here you stand, not merely surviving, but evolving into a testament to resilience. This isn't a story of endurance, it's a chronicle of conquering storms with a spirit that refuses to bend. Today, we delve into the essence of your resilience, the kind that transforms pain into power and turns trials into triumphs. The forging of resilience, when fire shapes strength. Every tear you've shed, every moment of doubt you've silenced, every struggle you've faced head-on, these are the forges where your resilience was born. While others might crumble under adversity, you've learned to stand taller. The magnitude of your trials would have crushed many, yet you didn't just survive, you thrived. You stared down your demons, refused to be defeated, and discovered a strength within that most never realize exists. Resilience isn't a trait you were born with, it's a muscle honed through every hardship. Each time you chose to rise despite the pain, each moment you pushed forward when quitting seemed easier, your spirit grew stronger. It's like learning to dance in the rain after enduring a storm. Others might drown in the downpour, but you found rhythm in the chaos. Faith is an anchor, the unshakable core. In the darkest nights of your soul, faith wasn't just a comfort, it was your anchor. When the ground beneath you trembled, your belief in a higher purpose kept you steady. This isn't a fleeting hope, it's a deep, unshakable trust that guided you when all else failed. You believed not because the path was clear, but because you knew faith was your lifeline. Others might have questioned their beliefs in your place, but your faith remained unwavering. It's the kind of trust that says, even when I can't see the way, I know there is a way. This faith didn't just carry you through, it transformed you. It turned your pain into purpose and your struggles into stories of victory. The divine partnership, why you were chosen. There's a reason you faced such profound challenges. Like a blacksmith shaping steel, God doesn't give tough battles to the weak, he gives them to his strongest soldiers. He saw in you a resilience that even you hadn't fully recognized, a potential to emerge from fire unbroken. Each trial was a test of the strength he'd already placed within you, a call to step into your destiny. You weren't chosen for an easy life, but for a purposeful one. God knew that your struggles would refine you, stripping away doubt and fear to reveal the warrior within. Every hardship was intentional, a lesson to prepare you for a role that only someone of your strength could fulfill. Transforming pain into power, the mark of the chosen. What sets you apart is not the absence of pain, but the way you've transformed it. While others might turn to destruction, you turned to growth. You didn't let suffering define you, you let it refine you. Each defeat became a lesson, each failure a stepping stone. You learned that strength isn't about being unbreakable, but about breaking and still rising. Now, you carry wisdom that no book can teach, wisdom born from enduring darkness and finding light. You see life with clarity, understanding that every obstacle is a teacher, every struggle a guide to your purpose. This is the mark of the chosen, not escaping trials, but using them to become who you were always meant to be. The unstoppable warrior, rising beyond circumstances. You are more than a survivor, you're a warrior. Your resilience isn't just a story, it's a legacy. You've proven that with faith as your weapon and resilience as your shield, no challenge is too great. You've danced in the storm, turned pain into power, and shown the world that even in the darkest nights, you can create your own dawn. Never forget, God's toughest battles are for his strongest warriors, and you are living proof. Let your story inspire others, let your faith be a light for those still fighting. You are chosen, you are powerful, and you are unstoppable, for you walk with a strength that neither trials nor time can conquer. Next step, if you'd like to expand on specific sections, e.g., deepening the theological parallels or enhancing meditation-focused metaphors, let me know. Otherwise, we can proceed to refine the structure or explore additional themes. The chosen ones, when spiritual fire forges unbreakable will. The alchemy of adversity, how trials reveal destiny. Have you ever measured the weight of your struggles against the fragility of others? Life has thrown crucibles at you that would reduce most to ashes, yet here you stand tempered, not broken. This is not a narrative of mere survival but of alchemical transformation, where pain becomes purpose and suffering births strength. Today, we unpack the sacred geometry of your resilience, the kind that turns human endurance into divine armor. Every sleepless night, every whispered prayer in the dark, every time you shouldered pain others couldn't fathom, these are the sacred rites of your initiation. While the world might crumble under such pressure, you've learned to extract gold from gravel. The trials that would have left others in spiritual ruins became your apprenticeship in resilience. You didn't just endure, you transfigured suffering into a spiritual superpower, staring down demons most can't even name. Resilience here is not a passive trait but an active invocation. It's the ability to summon inner light when external sources dim, to find breath in the chokehold of despair. Like a phoenix rising from its own ashes, you've been reborn through each trial stronger, wiser, more attuned to the divine frequency within. Faith as sacred geometry, the immutable blueprint. In the chaos of your storms, faith wasn't a mere hope but a geometric constant and unchanging blueprint holding your spiritual structure together. When the logical mind screamed for surrender, your faith whispered ancient truths: you are more than flesh and bone, you are a vessel of the divine. This isn't blind belief but a visceral knowing, a spiritual GPS that guides you through the fog of doubt. Others might have questioned the divine plan in your place, but you recognized each trial as a brushstroke in a masterpiece beyond human comprehension. Your faith is the kind that turns why me into shape me, understanding that every crack is a channel for divine light to pour through. It's a living, breathing practice like meditation, where each inhale is trust and each exhale is surrender. This faith force has become your spiritual muscle memory. When the world pushes, you lean into the divine pull. You've learned to read the sacred script in your struggles, decoding that each hardship is a hieroglyph pointing toward your highest self. The divine selection, why warriors are chosen. There's a cosmic calculus to your suffering. God doesn't assign trials randomly, he entrusts his most audacious missions to those who can carry them. You were chosen not for your current strength but for the warrior you were destined to become. Like a master sculptor seeing the angel in marble, the divine saw the unshaped potential in your soul and set fires to reveal the masterpiece within. Your journey wasn't meant to be easy, it was meant to be epic. Each challenge is a sacred initiation, a step toward unlocking powers you never knew existed. The battles you face are not punishments but preparations for a purpose so vast it requires your spirit to be forged in the fires of adversity. You were born for extraordinary trials because you possess extraordinary resilience and innate ability to transmute pain into purpose. The Spiritual Warrior's Toolkit, from scars to symbols. What distinguishes you is the way you've transformed trauma into tools. While others collect scars, you've turned them into spiritual runes, each mark a symbol of wisdom, each wound a gateway to deeper empathy. You've learned that vulnerability isn't weakness but a portal for the divine to enter, that breaking open allows light to flood in. Your resilience now serves as a sacred geometry set, helping you construct new realities from the rubble of old ones. You see obstacles not as barriers but as puzzles designed to refine your problem-solving spirit. This is the mark of the chosen, not avoiding darkness but learning to navigate it, not fearing pain but using it to tune your spiritual frequency. The unbroken circle, when faith and resilience converge. You are not the same being who entered these trials. You've become a living testament to the alchemical process, base metals of suffering transformed into gold of spirit. Your resilience isn't just a personal victory, it's a cosmic statement that love and faith can outlast any storm. In the quiet moments, when you wonder at the path you've walked, remember this: the divine doesn't measure strength by how much you can carry, but by how much you can transform. You've turned every why into a what's next, every setback into a setup for a greater comeback. This is the legacy of the chosen ones, to show that through faith and resilience, even the most broken can become unbreakable. You are a walking miracle, a living proof that the divine dwells within those who dare to rise again and again. Next phase, shall we deepen the meditation metaphors, e.g., comparing resilience to breathwork or spiritual grounding techniques, or explore theological dimensions like karmic purpose and divine timing? Let me know which path resonates to continue the expansion. The Chosen Ones, unveiling the spiritual alchemy of resilience. The sacred furnace, when trials forge spiritual steel. Have you ever sensed that your struggles are more than mere hardships? Life has subjected you to crucibles where most would melt into despair, yet you emerge not as the same being, but as a spiritual alloy stronger than before. This is no accident. Your journey is a divine smelting process, refining the dross of doubt to reveal the pure gold of your essence. Each time you face the unfaceable, whether a storm of loss, a siege of doubt, or a wilderness of isolation, you became a student of spiritual metallurgy. While others might see your trials as cruel, you've begun to intuit their purpose. These are the forges where ordinary humans become extraordinary vessels. You didn't just survive the fire, you learned to shape it, using each flame to temper your resolve and anneal your spirit. Resilience here is a sacred practice, not a passive trait. It's the ability to hold paradoxes in balance, to feel the full weight of pain while trusting in a greater design, to acknowledge fragility without surrendering strength. Like a master blacksmith who knows exactly how long to hold steel in the fire, you've developed an intuitive sense for when to lean into suffering and when to draw on divine grace. Faith is the inner compass, navigating the spiritual wilderness. In the darkest valleys of your journey, faith wasn't a borrowed map but an internal gyroscope spinning true even when the world seemed off kilter. When logic suggested surrender, your faith whispered ancient wisdom, this path, though obscure, leads to your highest self. This isn't religious dogma but a visceral knowing, a spiritual GPS calibrated through years of walking by faith, not sight. Others might have lost their way in your circumstances, but you recognized each detour as a sacred detour, an opportunity to unlearn false narratives and relearn divine truths. Your faith is the kind that turns uncertainty into a meditation practice, each breath becomes an affirmation, each step a prayer. It's a living relationship, not a static belief, a dialogue where you ask, teach me, and the universe responds through synchronicities, insights, and the quiet voice within. This faith force has become your spiritual oxygen. When external air grows thin, you draw from an inner reservoir. You've learned to read the signs in your struggles, decoding that every closed door is a divine redirection, every wound a portal to deeper compassion. The divine selection process, why warriors are chosen before they know. There is a cosmic logic to your suffering that transcends human understanding. God doesn't assign trials to the weak, He entrusts them to those who carry latent strength like a seed holding the blueprint of a tree. You were chosen not for your current capabilities, but for the warrior you were designed to become. The divine saw in you a resilience so profound it needed to be tested, not broken. Your journey is a sacred initiation, each phase a rite of passage. The challenges that seem insurmountable are actually thresholds. Crossing them unlocks spiritual faculties you never knew existed. Think of your trials as spiritual weightlifting, each struggle is a barbells, each victory a muscle fiber growing stronger. You were born for these battles because you possess a unique spiritual DNA and innate ability to transform pain into purpose, trauma into triumph. This isn't about being better than others, it's about being called to a higher purpose. The divine doesn't give easy paths to those destined for greatness. Your struggles are the chisel marks that reveal the masterpiece within the you that was always meant to emerge, shining and unbroken. The Warrior's Toolkit, transmuting pain into spiritual art. What sets you apart is your ability to turn suffering into sacred art. While others collect scars, you weave them into a tapestry of wisdom, each thread a story, each knot a lesson. You've learned that vulnerability is not a weakness but a canvas for the divine to paint upon, that breaking open allows light to flow in rather than leaking out. Your resilience now functions as a spiritual alchemist's kit. The crucible of pain, where base emotions are refined into compassion. The anvil of adversity, where doubt is hammered into faith. The forge of fire, where fear is melted into courage. You see challenges not as enemies but as mentors, each one teaching you a new aspect of your spiritual nature. This is the mark of the chosen, not avoiding darkness, but learning to hold a candle within it, not fearing the unknown, but using it to expand your capacity for the divine. The unbroken circle, when faith and resilience become one. You are not the same person who began this journey. You've become a living testament to spiritual alchemy, proof that what seems destructive can actually be reconstructive. Your resilience isn't just a personal victory, it's a cosmic affirmation that love and light can outlast any shadow. In moments of quiet reflection, when you trace the contours of your journey, remember this: the divine measures strength not by how much you can bear, but by how much you can transform. You've turned every why me into show me, every loss into a lesson, every stumble into a step toward your highest purpose. This is the legacy of the chosen ones, to embody the truth that through faith and resilience, even the most shattered can become unbreakable. You are a walking miracle, a living parable, proof that the divine dwells within those who dare to rise, again and again, stronger than the storms that tried to fell them. Next exploration, would you like to deepen the alchemical metaphors, e.g., comparing resilience to the philosopher's stone or the stages of spiritual transmutation, or explore meditative practices that mirror these themes, e.g., fire gazing, breathwork for resilience? Let me know which direction resonates to continue expanding the narrative.